Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got this 06 Kia. It's one we just fixed the differential on. It's back. Fortunately, it's not for the same problem. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It sounds like it's got a little bird under the hood. So we got to check that out. And we're going to have to do it outside because the bays are still full. So I got the heads off that Subi. Got that Dodge sitting there we got the dash out of, waiting for the heater box to show up that somebody hacked together. So we're going to be working out in the parking lot. Check this out. That's the belt tensioner. That's where that belt's riding on that pulley. That's where it used to be riding. You see that groove on the inside of the timing cover there? That's telling me that the belt used to be riding on the inside. Now it's riding on the outside. Let's have a look at this harmonic balancer down here. See, oh gosh, it's going to be kind of hard to focus down in there. But you can see the outer ring of that harmonic balancer. See, we got about a 1/4 inch strip of the shiny metal, I guess, shiny rubber. What's happening, basically, long story short, is this harmonic balancer is starting to fall apart, and it's actually pushing off. And that's what's got our belt shoved all the way out, and sometimes shoved all the way in, is that balancer. The rubber has separated on it, and it's kind of just freewheeling along there. It's giving us this chirping noise. Good thing the chirping noise started before this thing completely failed on this girl, and she had no idea. So I called down to the Napa, got us a new balancer. And basically, if we look at this one, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got that, you know, the rubber impregnated ring around it to help harmonically dampen the vibrations of the crankshaft. While this rubber started separating, the outer pulley has started to come off the inner hub of this balancer. So I think we can just do it right here in the parking lot. We'll just jack it up, yank the wheel off, pop the, there should be a little plastic shield down there, I assume. Take the bolt off. I don't know, we'll find out. Comes with a woodruff key. I don't know why, because I believe should be, I don't even know if we have to, we don't even have to use a puller on this. It's just a flat flange, got a pin in it, you know, it's probably some kind of locating pin. I don't know if this, you know, keyway is for the inner pulley, for the timing belt. I don't know, we're just changing the outer one. We're gonna move on. We've got a lot to do, and yeah, I'm just glad that this thing started squeaking, and you know, we didn't just assume like, hey lady, it just needs a belt, go drive it. Glad I took a look, saw that this thing is falling apart. Going to use a regular 3/8 ratchet here. Should be able to release the tensioner. Not too big a deal. I say that. Okay, so push down on it. Just take the belt. She got that motor mount right in the way. Well, I got my ratchet pinned in there. I'm just going to leave it where it is. That way there, when we come back, we just put it back on. So I'll just leave my ratchet kind of pinned under this motor mount. I've got the belt, you can't see it, but the belt's off the alternator. So the belt is, you know, loose. We'll just kind of leave it where it is, jack it up, pull that wheel off. Holy cow, I gotta figure out this whole working on the ground business. I must not be able to get back up. So I left the tire on, and I've got totally the wrong tool. Let me go get a ratchet. Looks like we got 3 bolts here we got to take out. Get this little splash shield off. Came out pretty easy. I don't know if you can see anything. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, looks like we might have. Oh yeah, there's a 4th one. Sorry if you can't see it. I can't see you either. There we go. There's 4 bolts on that. So there's that little shield. See, one on this way, got one bolt in the front, 3 across the top. Take a 10mm socket. That looks like all we got to do is zip off the balancer. I don't know if the old Milwaukee Fuels will get enough poop to do that, but we'll give it a try. We'll go grab a socket here. Let's find out. It's got a freshly charged battery in it. So, the best way to stick that in there. Nope. Weak sauce. Let me go grab the Nano. No Astro Nano. She'll take her off. Nobody's business. So in case you haven't seen it, it's the Astro 1822. It's this thing is super small. It's actually the same. Unplug my leaky hose. Same width as the Hammerhead, the little IR deal. This thing is a super powerful little 3/8 or half-inch gun. I also have it in 3/8, which is awesome, and has even more power than this one, in my opinion. Okay, let's see if I can take this off without getting in the way of the camera. It's probably gonna be maybe the outer ring will come off first. Yeah, look at that. Well, there's your problem. Yeah, let me get a little bar to stick behind here and just kind of give this a nudge. It's probably seized up on that little roll pin there. Let's see if I can't. Just don't pry. Oops. Whoa. Just don't pry on the timing cover, I was going to say. Kind of push over here on the block a little bit, or lower half this whole pin, or whatever you want to call it. Bolt bars. Let's see, let me get these tipped in here. Oh, come on. Well, I'll get a better angle on this thing. All right, so here is the dilemma. You know, obviously the outer ring has popped off. We've determined that. So I had a couple bars. I was working that back and forth, and so I decided I was gonna move the camera and grab a hold of that and just kind of give it a wiggle. It's hard with the camera sitting right here with the wheel on. But what it's doing, I pulled out and I see it kind of sprung back in. So what has happened is this is seized on the inner timing gear, and perhaps just the pin, the roll pin that runs through there. So naturally, working in the parking lot, this is going to happen. So I'm going to get a little Panther Pee. I'm going to spray it on there. I'm going to tap in on the roll pin and see if that frees it up. Hopefully it does. Keep our fingers crossed. But again, it is difficult to to record. So I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. See if that works. If it does, turn the camera back on, and all will be well. If it doesn't, well, we'll take it from there. So what I was doing, I took the wheel off just so I could sit here, but I had a small punch. I was in on this keyway, or on that pin. I was trying to tap in on this roll pin while I held that balancer out. If you can see, it's kind of springy. It's hard to say. Like, you let it go, it kind of wants to pop back in. So I know it's stuck on the inner hub. It's got to be. It's the only thing that makes sense. But I was starting to deform that roll pin a little, and I don't want to make matters worse, because I'm out in the parking lot. But it feels like it's starting to, I think I can see it wiggling around that pin now. So we're just spraying it with the magic juice. Hopefully it'll work its way in there. If it's, I don't know if it's just, machine fit, what the story is. gonna, you know, hold out on it by hand, because you can't really stick anything in here because this is all cast aluminum. You know, you stick a bar in here and you start beating on stuff, bad things are gonna happen. And I can't afford bad things to happen today. So I'm gonna hold out on this by hand, rattle this with the air hammer, just hope that vibration will break this loose. So I'm just gonna hold out on it where it's kind of springy, so hopefully the timing belt will help want to pull that in. I know you guys probably can't see much, but yeah, I think that's getting looser. Just trying to hold out by hand, but it just wants to hammer back in. Well, it sure feels like it's getting looser. Actually got some wobble to it. Well, I'm gonna let it sit here, let the coil work its magic a little bit. We'll be back. Alright, well, we're back. Let her soak here for a while. Sure, it'd be nice if this thing just comes off. I'm gonna try tapping on that just a little bit more. Like I said, it looked like it was starting to kind of deform the end of it a little bit. I really don't want to do that, I guess. Other method here seems to be. Felt like it was coming. Man. That's such a precision fit. Looks like that pin is getting recessed in there further. It's got to be getting close. Come on, baby. Yes! Man, bingo was its name-o. Well, there, I don't know if it was the coil or what, but the coil has definitely gotten into it. And it's definitely rust. You can see it's all, you know, orange-colored rust. Wow, that's kind of a, whew, that could have been a real pisser out here in the parking lot. I won't fail you. Don't worry. There's an SMA video. There's going to be some brake clean. Somebody's going to go bananas about getting it on this belt, I'll tell you that. But I'm not worried about it if you're not. I think we're gonna kind of help this out a little bit. In the event this happens again, this car's in pretty good shape, so I don't know what it had on it. What did I have on it in the last video we did? 100 and something, 113. Good chance it's going to make it another 100,000. If I need another one of these at some point. So we're going to paste this baby up with a little never sneeze. Trying to get it down where that roll pin is. I think it was more seized on the flange of the hub, you know, inside there than it was on the roll pin. So that's why I wanted to quit beating on that roll pin. It was just starting to form the end of it. Man, I tell you what, you get that thing boogered up. And now you're pulling a timing cover to fix this, because you'd probably have to get, I mean, unless you could drill that roll pin out, get it out, or something like that. You probably have to buy that whole timing gear to get it. Who knows? But thankfully, we had enough sense to walk away. Spray it with Croil. Yeah. Stuff seems to be working. I've been using it quite a bit. Get it lined up here. That one fits a whole lot nicer. Let's see if I can find a torque spec. The book says 130. We're going to try it. Ain't much to get a hold of here. See what happens. I put the belt back on it. That'll give us a little extra resistance. I've got a compact pulley holder. I put some pins in because there's a couple pins inside this hub. I don't know if we can come up with the right combination here. Get her kind of spun up. Hoping to be able to kind of wedge it against the body, but okay. Maybe. Maybe. Dang it. That didn't work. Fail. Epic fail. Let me just crank it backwards here. Cranking it backwards. Alright, that's my plan. Got the tool kind of wedged in here. All it's got to do is hold one time and that's it. I'll send it flying. I don't know what's going to happen. Come on, baby. Yes! Man, we got to be close. Well, I need a little more leverage. Wow. What a joker. Gotta be close. Not all I can squeeze out my little pea shooters here. Let's see. Come on, you pig. It's a whole lot harder on the ground, I'll tell you that. It'd be a lot simpler to turn the camera off and just with the gun. Done. Let's see, would this be, let me see if this would be easier to have this pulley holder going in the downward position. Safer anyways. You know me, safety first. Hey, look at that. Yes, there she goes. She clicked. You heard it. I heard it. We all heard it. Yeah, we got that done. Whew, finally. respect for people working outside, I'll tell you that. You know, we do what we gotta do, but it does make every job tougher, I think. You get a lot of crap in your eyes because you're at a different angle than I normally am. I know a lot of people holler at me, "Where'd you take the glasses?" I usually don't get stuff in my eyes because usually I'm above what I'm working on. Not that things can't fling at you. But at any rate, we'll get this little cover back on here. We'll skip that one. Well, we'll move on. Another success story, thankfully. Harmonic balancer falling apart. Just the rubber lets loose. You never want your rubber to let loose. Bad things happen. In this case, it just made a squeaky belt. In other cases, it causes other problems. Here is what we used. Like I said, I got it from Napa. It's just Reebok's Dorman stuff. From China, it says. And I know a couple people are going to ask about the pulley holder that I used. It's an old kit that I've got. The part number is 41538, I think. Let's see if it says it on the inside. Yep, 41530. So it's just this little, now it's a half kit. I'll sell it cheap. Now it's just, you know, a universal pulley holder. I don't know who makes them. Lyle probably. This is just one I've had from Napa. You know, bought a long time ago. But it's a good little tool, especially for jobs like that, or where you got water pump pulleys and, you know, you've got to reach in with the pins and hold it. And of course, these pins screw into my bigger kit that I've got, where it has a, you know, a larger one of these pulley holders. This is the compact pulley holder. That's it. Job's done. I'm glad that we were able to get that off, and I know it might have seemed kind of counterproductive to, you know, hold this out and actually hit back in on it with the air hammer, but we weren't really looking for the hammering force. You know, driving in is just more of the vibration aspect of the air hammer to kind of rattle this around and, you know, get some of that penetrating oil kind of work down in there and get the, you know, get that thing to break loose off that hub. And it's kind of humbling working out in the parking lot, so kind of get more of a real sense of, you know, what might happen every day out in the wild, you know, with the DIY stuff. But definitely thankful for my lift. I'm not thankful for this Dodge and its aftermarket crap. So it cost me a lot of time. Anyhow, I've got to wrap this up. Got a few more cars we got to fix, a couple more parking lot repairs, and move on with our day. Get this shop freed up. So check us out on Facebook if you haven't yet. You can find us on Google Plus too if you want to connect with us socially there. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.